Old Man Champion Maokai gets picked up here for Flandre. That will probably go up against the Cassante that we picked up for Breathe.
It just gives you experience as a jungler, and if you're able to get it off your pathing, you can get 6, and it's easier for you to fight around it. Obviously, the turret busting potential that it has is so much more valuable. That's why Anyone's Legend is here to fight it. So this is why I was saying, look, it might be a slow game up until that 6-minute mark, but I'm expecting something to happen here. But it seems like Anyone's Legend is backing away. They're not confident in their ability to fight around this.
No, completely taken away by Weibo Gaming right at the spawn. Flandre, nice little cute flash to the root onto Light to keep it underneath the turret, but Light wasn't taking turret damage at the time, so it doesn't do too much. Ultimate is being popped by Flandre, but again, doesn't keep anyone locked down underneath that turret, so now no root, no flash, no ultimate. That's going to be him dove by Weibo Gaming. I feel like you could have seen that one coming though, Raz.
Yeah, I'm sure he recognized that was going to happen. He's like, all right, you know what? They have 4 people top. They're not moving anyone bot lane. Shanks, have at it at the turret bot side. Like, he just tried to take as many minions as he possibly could and delay it. So, like,
they're going to try and see if they can take this top lane turret down, and they will. Flandre was positioning to see as if he could defend that, but nobody from the side of Anyone's Legend is up here to help him, so top lane turret is going to fall, which means if we take stock of things, really early setup from Weibo Gaming to get those grubs. They get all the grubs. It looks like they'll be able to get this uncontested, as Cassante is still on the bottom side of the map, trying to trade that bottom lane turret for the grubs being picked up by Anyone's Legend.
Yeah, the correct play, as you already mentioned, Breathe not having TP means that he's able to get... Wait a minute!
Ash is caught. No ultimate from Varus means they can't lock him down. Looks like a counterplay coming out from Weibo Gaming. Now it's Maokai that's stuck out. Aurora throws out the ultimate, keeps Anyone Legend there a little bit longer, but it seems like they're just able to get the counterplay onto Flandre and now looking to put some pressure in the mid lane.
They're in a really good pace right now, this game.
Yeah, you were saying that both teams were really looking for those team fights, and like you mentioned, with Weibo being ahead at the moment, and the fact their composition includes champions like Ashe, they can really start to pick the fights where they want to. Ten was able to pop over the wall to pick up the Chem Drake, and now they're going to look to try and take down bottom lane turret and continue to pick up more and more leads. Breathe is even on the top side of the map collecting the CS on the top side. Their turrets are practically untouched at the moment.
Yes, the poke around Varus, but mostly Victor and Maokai in a 5v5. So now they're looking to pressure a little bit around here. Herald, they're looking to take this fight. TP is there for Flandre.
Yep, teleport is coming in. Herald is fairly low, but Tien will secure that nice and easy. Flandre pops the ultimate very early on, catches a couple of people out, but doesn't do too much for the initiation. Xiaohu able to catch him through, but Magical Journey pops them back over to their side of the jungle. Bard gonna be the first that goes down from Light. Hung still trying to catch on to Hope, using a nice cleanse and ultimate to try and dash away, but a good snipe! Takes down Xiaohu, trying to turn this around. Light takes a bunch of damage from Shanks, using that ultimate to control them in that tight zone, top side of the map.
They're not even going to make the attempt. They're going to give Second Dragon over. And they're giving that gold now to Shanks. Yeah.
No teleport from Shanks. Use that to try and take the bottom lane turret. So Weibo Gaming happy to make these trades to try and keep their lead. They will lose their first turret of the game this side. It's going to be top lane turret that goes down. Breathe, looking for a fight, picks up Hope. It might come down to who gets a good setup then. And it still feels like the same story when it comes to that setup. Very defensive wards from Anyone's Legend. Weibo trying to be a bit more offensive with theirs. In fact, even picking a fight with Tarzan top side of the map. Teleports are coming out. Flandre has a flank. Gets everyone locked in on this blue side of the jungle. Breathe can't find a good initiation. Tarzan managing his hit point resources quite well as well. Hung takes a lot of damage but baits out the ultimate from Victor. Flash comes in. Light getting knocked down by Tarzan. Kael keeps him alive with his ultimate. Tarzan, oh what a flash forward. Hope trying to get good damage and he does. Takes down Light. Gonna take some back on his own as well. Breathe able to kill Tarzan in the back lines. It looked like a fancy play coming out from Hope. Does take down the AD carry, but the rest of Weibo is still alive, slowly chipping down everybody else in the squad. Shanks taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down. Hope as well as Kael have to back away. It looked like such a promising fight from Anyone's Legend, but it still turns around in Weibo's favor. Snipes are coming out from Hope. Flandre taking damage still. Breathe, the reinitiation. Can he get more than this? Hope is trying to hang on to his dear life. Not enough to take down Tien. At the end of things, it's a 3-for-1, 3-for-2 trade, I should say, as Light final respawns. That's how long that fight went for.
Well, you're right. What a long fight. It was a back and forth. But that was such a hero move from Hope.
One's Legends on the back foot when they have to manage their waves, but they have a huge wave building top, so over time they could try and change it in their favor. Dragon has already been started by Weibo Gaming. Xiaohu is looking for a flank on the right side. Cassante and Hung are both keeping everybody busy. Flandre started this one. Miaokai is going in. Light's already backed away, does get caught up. Tarzan is in the back lines, but can't quite find anyone there. Dragon going to be taken down by Wukong, so that's picked up. Ultimate comes out from Bard, locks down two of the carries. Hope is still in the background. There goes Tarzan, locking one down. This time it is Cassante taking the brunt of the damage. Light able to pick up the jungler. Cope is still trying to kite backwards, but slowly everybody is falling from anyone's legend. Weibo take it nice and slow. It is a triple kill for Light to end the fight.
Pull the trigger. As soon as Tarzan goes in, he uses his ulti to zone the rest of the team, and it was just clear pickings for Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, no hero moment from Hope this time either. He had to stay in the back lines, had to try and stay alive. He's going to continue to chase out and breathe here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything going for himself. Ultimate will come up soon. Let's see if he continues to try to chase here. The rest of the team is positioned around Baron, so they will not only win that team fight, they will pick up the third elemental dragon of the game for themselves, and they will pick up Baron, but a little bit too late. And there was nothing that Tarzan could really do there. You could see second-guessing himself every time he wanted to jump in with that Vi ultimate, and eventually had to settle for using it on Cassante of all champions. And as soon as that happened, it was just go time for the rest of Weibo Gaming.
If something were to happen to Breathe, they are here to defend him, and it looks like their eyes are going to be on the top lane tier 2 turret.
Nice good instincts from Tarzan to identify they're becoming no vision. The vision control and denial from Weibo is so good. You can see how deep those wards are in the jungle. Ultimate is coming up from Bard to lock down the team Breathe, immediately knocking Tarzan back. Teleports being used by anyone's legend to get up here. Tien gets locked down by Flandre, knocked back as well by the Miaokai. Fights are still happening both on the top side of the turret and bottom towards the jungle. Flandre still keeping the monkey occupied as Xiaohu throws out the ultimate. Tarzan tries to get out and does. Shanks now low with no mana as well. Ashe ultimate right on the mark. Xiaohu flashes forward to pick up that kill. And while the fight has been split, it's just Flandre keeping people occupied. They don't have the damage to split up these team fights. Breathe keeping the rest of anyone's legend occupied underneath their own inhibitor turret. Tien comes back in, and that should be all she wrote. Anyone's legend are dropping like flies. Weibo Gaming knocked down 4, and they're on to the Nexus.
Oh god, you can see how painful it is for anyone's legend. They're trying to find any angle in that fight. There were 2 fronts in that topside fight, and both of them were losing. And as you can see, like the Victor ulti gets placed down. No one is getting low. Shanks is like had no mana at that point, so he tried to get out of there. Gets Ashe ulted to the face, and now it looks like it's going to be game over. Weibo Gaming is in position to win.
There we go. First turret from the Nexus gets taken down. Shanks is going to respawn, but a little bit too little, too late. Weibo Gaming held control of that game so well, found the right opportunities, and take down game 1 against anyone's legend.
Last pick that did get locked in was the Poppy. Good amount of denial on dashes that steadfast presence provides. So it's going to be harder for, honestly, even for Jace, but specifically for Akali and Xin Zhao. So
Grub spawn and the Infernal Dragon is up and alive at the moment, so this might be their window of opportunity to try and snowball a little bit more than just a couple of 100 gold from the other game lead.
Yeah, and just looking topside, you can see that Shanks is just kind of playing on the edge. Both teams want to fight for these grubs. One is already taken down, and let's see if a fight occurs here.
They are going to fight. Tarzan gets 2 grubs before any fights take place. Xiaohu dashes into the fight. The level 6 Ari doing a lot of damage, getting to the back lines. Kael is one auto attack away, but he doesn't go down. First blood is going to go to the side of anyone's legend. Hope picks that one up. Grubs are going to be picked up by anyone's legend as well, and we were singing the praises of Weibo's setup, but there was none there. It was reactionary to anyone's legend.
They really paid the price for it. So overall, I'm giving a lot of credit to Tarzan as a player. Like, obviously it's a team game, but I think he has really slotted into this team nicely. Let's see if they can get the pick on Xiaohu.
Xiaohu tries to dash away, does get locked down. Lots of damage coming out from Hope. One big bomb, not going to be enough. Lives with just over 100 hit points. So small gank top side of the map from the AD carry and support. But that does mean they'll knock Xiaohu out of the lane. Hope might even stop him from going back to base here with an ultimate.
He stopped
he does.
him.
Almost
Wait a
gets it.
minute.
One more! Flushes forward. 2 games in a row. Hope has been this aggressive. Gets the kill onto Xiaohu, but now he has to try and get away from the rest of the team. He might just die to the turret here if no one touches him. Oh, Ari still gets the kill. Looks like Xiaohu got a bit of damage on him a little bit earlier with that ultimate.
He was the best player on the team, so I don't know, man. Hope has actually just been a different kind of beast.
Yeah, bit of a greedy recall from Xiaohu as well, and Hope wasn't afraid to take advantage of that, caught sleeping a little bit.
The growth that he has had as a player throughout his career.
Well, we wanted to talk about Corki, and I mean, we have the Corki-Ezreal matchup. Ezreal's built 3 long swords, but it doesn't look like the teams are going to let us talk about them just yet as they go for a bit of a skirmish as the second round of grubs spawn. So we'll dive into that bottom lane matchup later. Weibo are setting up for the grubs this time around. They're the first to get to it. Light's going to get some damage on it as well. Tarzan jumps him in from the bushes, so Ezreal already down to below half hit points. Hung has to disengage. Tian taking a lot of damage as well. They're trying to pick up as many of the grubs as possible before disengaging. Anyone's Legend look really healthy. Light stuck inside the pit, forced to flash away. Tian trying to flash away as well. Tarzan goes over the wall, snipes him with his spear. Continues the rest of the fight. Hung is now caught behind the turret. Breathe is there as well. Anyone Legend are looking like they're trying to set up for a dive. Finding Tian inside of his own, jungle. Kael trying to keep them there. Breathe pops the ultimate to force a fight and try and get the rest of his team away. Tian knocks him down to the wall. Xiaohu now joining this one. Pops the ult, gets one. Shanks has gone into the back line. Kael has taken a bit of damage. Flandre now wants to rejoin this fight too. Getting good amount of crowd control down. Hope jumps in. Double kill being picked up. Triple kill for Shanks. Akali is starting to pop off. Light now getting into melee range. Gets the shutdown. Gets a nice little bit of extra gold. And what went from a nice pickup here from anyone's Legend turned into a bloody chaotic skirmish at the end.
At the start, allowed them to be able to get some picks at the beginning. But yeah, then Hope joins alongside Flandre, and the rest of the fight was easy. But Breathe is being engaged on.
Oh, this is the LPL that I love. Non-stop action. Can't even go through a full replay. Anyone's Legend gets to jump onto Breathe on the top side of the map.
Okay, he's good. Okay, my point that I was going to make is like, it feels like not much has changed since you were in the LPL because it's,
oh no.
The one thing I was mad about when I was with you was that it would turn into a replay, into a fight, into a replay, into a fight, and there'd be like no room for you to breathe.
Buddy, I come from Southeast Asia. This is a Tuesday. In fact, this is called a snooze fest compared to the games that I watch.
That sounds like the description of your casting, buddy. That
is well deserved. Hey,
wait a minute! Don't put yourself down.
Fair.
I'm supposed to do that. In Tarzan's perspective, it was going to be hard for Flandre, but he was able to get out early game. That being said, another team fight's on the horizon. TP coming in from Renekton.
Yep, TP is coming in. Flandre looking to join the flight. Ari was pushed away by Shanks, and Tian knocks one out of the park. So, Weibo going to start this fight with a numbers advantage. Kael taking a lot, has to disengage from the rest of this fight. Tian will pick up the Rift Herald. Xiaohu joining the fight, forced to double dash away. Tarzan's low, so is Kael, but he's looking to try and see if he can reinitiate. Hope trying to lead the front lines, trying to get as much damage down as possible. Shanks going to go around the left side of that red pit, getting good damage onto Tian, who's forced to flash over towards their side of the jungle. So, really well played from Tian to make sure that he can secure this fight. And it was so different from the first skirmish we saw around the grubs, where it felt like Tarzan had the flank onto Light, was able to poke someone out nice and early. This time it felt like it was well controlled from Weibo instead. And
I think they'll be completely in the clear. Because both these junglers are, some of the best in the league, easily. Tian was an MVP in summer. Weibo's vision, as you can already see, completely dark here. That's going to be the responsibility of Kael to be able to walk into the line bush, and they're going for it.
Dragon spawns. Hung takes a bit of damage. Breathe is in the back lines, already popped his ultimate. He's able to jump on top of Shanks. Gets a lot of people crowded around this Renekton. Not able to heal too much back up though, but Hung gets that first kill onto the support. The rest of Weibo Gaming are taking a lot of damage. Anyone's Legend is trying to collapse now. Here comes Corki. Hope gets one. Shanks takes down the rest with a second triple kill of the game for Shanks. What a fantastic play from AL. They're going to take a lot out of that big team fight.
Perfectly executed by Shanks. That was insane to be able to get the triple kill there. But I think the start of the fight is where the true gold was. Because, by the way, Xiaohu was at like blinking red HP bars before the fight even began. Hope really punished him, so he was not going to be able to participate. And then he joined the fight, and it was just a...
So this is very interesting. Meanwhile, Breeze got himself in a bit of a sticky situation. He's even going to pop his ultimate to try and heal up a bit more. Shanks is going to have to chase him all the way to his base. It looks like he might actually catch up in time to deny the execute, but at this point it just means that there's going to member down for Weibo Gaming.
Oh!
He does get executed. Which is nice, but still, that's a player down for the next 37 seconds. They do secure a dragon for themselves, but AO are now going to have the opportunity to continue pushing for these turrets with Baron buff available for all of their players.
Okay, these fights are exciting. I need to calm down. I know I have neighbors, and it's 2:30 a.m., so I gotta relax a little bit.
Your neighbors don't matter. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
You know what? I agree. Okay, to hell with their sleep.
They're going to try and go for a fight here. Tarzan takes a lot of damage to start the fight, but Light went a little bit too aggressive. Tank chases in the backlines and gets the kill onto Light. The rest of Weibo Gaming is slowly falling. Tian trying to keep his backline alive. Xiaohu trying to deal as much damage as possible. Breathe comes back, but it's a little bit too late for the Crocodile. Shanks has already picked up one. They're just trying to do their best to keep them here, trying to chip down AL as much as possible. Aggressive play from Hope again. Gets to the backlines, gets good damage, kills another. And with this Baron buff, they might be able to continue pushing forward. Xiaohu keeping the team alive a little bit longer by taking down Corki a bit too aggressive. And they're still trying to defend this Nexus. They might actually be able to do so. Inhibitor turret. They were able to take down an outer turret before that, and now they can take another inner turret in the bottom lane this time. So still pushing that momentum. They have about a 9,000 gold lead. Let's see what they can do. Hope does take quite a bit of damage, but again, there's nothing much that Weibo can really do. Hung's forced to back away. Tian already knocked down. Flandre gets that kill. Shanks is going into the back line to keep the rest of them occupied, and I think this is all over here. AL slowly knocking down these turrets, slowly creeping towards the Nexus. Hope does flash away from the true shot barrage to keep himself alive. That's the second inhibitor turret going down. Hung, looking to reinitiate for Weibo Gaming, is able to charm 2. Light coming back with a bit more hit points this time around. Weibo trying to put on their last stand. Shanks takes a lot of damage. Kael, Hope, and Shanks all very low. The support's going to sacrifice themselves so that the rest of the team can try and run away. And Weibo do defend their base one more time, but they lose a second inhibitor in doing so on this path and win the match. But deep down inside, I want Flandre to get it.
I agree with you.
Tank chase.
I agree with you. Just give it to him.
We might see one final stand here as AL look to try and take Baron for the second time.
But look at their base. Like, super minions are going through. They're taking the fight.
They're going to take the fight. KL takes a lot of damage and is the first to fall. Light gets that kill. Shanks now might be caught out here. Xiaohu doesn't get the charm. Good Zonya's being used to dodge the crowd control, but Redditor goes through. Tarzan taking damage. It's Hellboy's not backwards! Get the heck out of here, Flandre! You are not allowed to backdoor today! Light then goes back to base instead to defend the Nexus, but that is a one-team fight for Weibo Gaming. They kill 3 players from the side of anyone's legend, and nobody falls on their end. Now looking for a second fight. Flandre going into the front lines. They lock down Hope. He gets 1 under 10. This is a 2-on-4. Tank Jace don't care. He don't care about your feelings at all. Hope now getting into the back lines. Dashes forward. Flandre is still alive. A triple kill being picked up by Hope. Can he get it? He gets the quadra. Dodges the true shot barrage. And somehow they're back in this 2-on-4.
We're just pounding on the Nexus turrets, and they felt confident that they can take the fight. As long as Hope played to the edge, played to his limit, kited back properly, they could win it. Catch a whiff of Flandre doing this. Completely took him out. But by the way, the TP was already being channeled by Light, so the moment he is there to defend the Nexus turrets,
he got a quadra kill. Now he might get that MVP status.
And now he has a chance. The LPL stats team, they love the big numbers. When you see someone getting a triple kill, they'll go for him. But here comes another fight. They're going for it.
They're going for the fight. Shanks is able again. Their Hope dashing forward. Does get locked down by Breathe, but doesn't take too much damage. Shanks has already taken down Tian. Now making work of the rest of the back line. Weibo going to try and group up. Light is here to get damage onto Flandre, but he gets knocked back himself. Hope wants to try and find a way back into this one, but needs his front line in there. Tarzan does that job. Splits up the map. Xiaohu now locked in the backside. There goes the AP carry. Nothing much left for Weibo's side to get damage down besides Light. Trying to find a way to poke out Hope. He goes forward. Light being really aggressive to see if he can knock one out, and that's what he needs to do to keep them alive.
Engaged from Kael. The Poppy ulti really made it difficult to follow up on. Is that a steal?
Can you get it?
Ooh. very
Not quite.
close.
2 and 8 on this Corki, and like you mentioned, scaling. He has that true damage from his passive now online. You can see just one tap onto Tien. That's about a tenth of his hit points gone. Light though, he just gets destroyed. Shanks is able to get a 1-on-1 kill in the mid lane against the AD carry from Weibo Gaming, and they're running away. I don't think there's anything that can do that. That's a pretty anticlimactic ending with the AD carry getting caught out. Big team fights going to ensue, but there's nothing much that Weibo can do at this point. Hope is too damn strong. Gets a double kill. Flies in for the triple. Hung the last person left alive. They might even try and dive in for that quadra, but no, they don't. Ending the game, tying up the series 1-1.
But at least they've shown before if they have a weak ranged carry, and if you do get swapped on, that they're willing to send the support and lane with Smolder and have MF basically play solo.
Where you get Light and Hung in the mid lane and say Xiaohu, now you've got to go bottom side and defend that instead.
Yeah, more or less. I do think that I mean, he's not going to die here. He's not going to die here, but he is now easy to dive 1v1 solo, so he needs to leave. He does have TP, so he can TP back to the tower if he wants to, but they're going to contest this one, so it seems like it's going to be an all-out fight here for Grubs.
Well, Tien's already got one, and he can use the pressure that On has topside because Flange wasn't actually able to go back to base, so no top laners involved in this fight for now. Second Grub looks like it's going to be picked up by them too, and Tarzan should be able to secure this third. So Tien gets one, AL, they're going to be able to pick up two. The rest of the team is going to group up to see if they can go for a skirmish here, but there's nothing left to really fight for, so this should just be a disengage.
Focused on the 1v1, that he was not going to be a part of that fight either. He had been really low, used his main form of engage to try and put Flandre behind. There's another skirmish topside though.
Xiaohu getting caught out. He's already used his dash. So that's on cooldown for a while. Forced to flash back towards the Baron pit. I think Tien might have to. Oh no! Tien flashes into a wall. Oh, you hate to see it, but he's done a silver elo mistake here, flashing straight into that wall, giving a free pick over to the side of anyone's legend.
If Breathe held on to his ultimate, they knew they were going to play around Grubs. They lost to Grubs, I think, because of that. And then Tien getting caught out again, by the way.
Top side, Tarzan gonna jump in. He's gonna get caught out here, and I think this is the moment where Weibo's coach thinks, why did we kick him? We should have kept Tarzan all along.
Recognize that they're still really strong in the early to mid game, and a lot of it still is going to be off Xiaohu when he plays on sides. They now throw him onto the side lane. They have Kate and Lux on mid. So their lane assignments, I think, are quite good, and we can start to build off of that.
When do you feel like it starts to become a game of if Weibo can get a pick, though? Is that something we only look towards, say, 20, 30 minutes, where, you know, they have to try and use Caitlyn, Lux, and LeBlanc to get a pick before they can look for fights? Or does,
I got bad news for you.
Can AL scale faster? Oh, you've
I got bad news for you. Seems like Xiaohu is now the target.
Oh no, he is going to get locked out top side of the map. LeBlanc trying to be a bit tricky, and oh no, you know what? I'll just take a cannon minion for my trouble. 75 gold. I don't think there's a world where he ever gets out of this, right? Oh, he tries.
I mean, where is he going?
Can he get away? No.
And goodbye. Yeah, I mean, Hope was kind of playing as an agent there. He was sitting in the middle bush, waiting for Xiaohu to completely commit to the wave, and then you had both Kyle and Tarzan there, willing to jump onto him. But Shanks is in danger.
I feel like everybody walking from mid lane towards Grubs always gets caught out here on the red side of the map, but there is no Xiaohu to fight, but Shanks being caught out this way means that it's practically even with both mid laners locked out of the fight. No mana available for that Orianna either, so I believe that was a 2-for-1 trade in Grubs.
Interested in seeing if that's going to turn into anything big, but so far it's relatively even with anyone's legend getting the lead.
Trying to catch out Shanks here though. Xiaohu going over the wall. That's a lot of burst damage that comes out from the LeBlanc. Tien picks up that kill. Weibo Gaming now looking to try and lock down these mid lane turrets.
Littering the topside river. They're going for this though. They want this fight.
The AL have some good vision around this, but no Smolder there. There is teleport available for Thunder if he wants to get up here, but needs to pull the trigger soon. That Herald's going to go down pretty quickly. Tarzan has the Orianna ultimate, looking to see if he can jump in. Very close to try and go for a smite fight, but it will be Viego that picks it up. Tarzan ultimate goes out. Good MF ultimate, locks down 2 players inside of it. On the first casualty to go down. Shockwave doesn't connect from Shanks, but AL is still driving through the rest of Weibo Gaming. A double kill into the triple kill from Hope. He's having a fantastic series.
And a lot of that was on a peak engage from Kyle. I said it at the start of the game, it was going to be hard to really play against the front line of Weibo, but they played around the engage of Breathe very well. So good for anyone's legend. And MF is, once again, Hope is the biggest beneficiary of that. He has 5 kills. He is the strongest member on the map right now.
This is what I love so much about Fearless as well. It feels like every single game in this series comes down to a bigger and better draft.
And to just be a tank buster and Breathe. He's going to be the target, though, so sadly he's going to have to get out of this.
Xiaohu's going to try and chase him down. On ultimate will lock him, so I think this is going to be a nice pick coming out from Weibo Gaming. You can even see how much damage Foundry is able to turn around in such a short amount of time with the Xiaohu, though, so that's a bit dangerous. Putting on my screen, I'm getting too old for this, Raz. Doesn't work anymore.
You didn't want to say what your age was, but you're nearing 50.
That's right, nearing 50 on the other side of it. Breathe are now trying to chase down here to keep this turret alive for Weibo, and even after the pick on the bottom side of the map with the numbers, it doesn't seem like they can do too much. This mid lane turret's going to go down. Tarzan, though, he gets picked off. LeBlanc's going to get that kill. Breathe trying to jump back into this one. Hope going aggressive, almost gets light. Just needed one more tap. That would have been enough. Ace in the hole is enough for the side of Weibo Gaming. And they're able to turn this one back around after losing that mid lane turret.
To their vision, especially if Orin is staring straight at you. Tarzan's turning the lights off, though.
Knocked an ultimate through the Scuttle Crab vision, getting some damage onto Lux, but Hung already popping that ultimate earlier in the fight. Nothing much of a follow-up from anyone's legend, but they do get closer towards that Baron, the Dragon Pit. Shanks taking a lot of damage from Xiaohu in the backline. Tarzan is out of the fight as well. Hope gets a kill onto Light with the ultimate. Fantastically placed by Misfortune, going aggressive towards Xiaohu. Flandre's in the backlines, chipping away at everybody from the side of Weibo Gaming. That's going to be 2 that fall. Nobody from AL has been taken down, and they get the objective as well.
That just means that anyone's legend is right now focused on the Baron buff.
Oh, this is gone. It's gonna come down to a Lux steal to try.
Yeah, and it feels like Weibo just wants to find an angle to get a pick, but they're getting poked out even here. Xiaohu wants to find that angle. Look at the journey he's on right now. Oh, he's
see if he can get a flank, but he can't. Nocturne ultimate to turn out the lights right away. He'll take some damage. Jumped on by Nocturne. Double dashes away, gets to a blast cone, and now he's gonna make sure they play that Benny Hill theme and chase him around the rest of his jungle. He does pick up the win on anyone's legend. If it goes 3-1 by the end of this series, that's where you know that everybody on Weibo Gaming is getting a very firm handshake from him at the end. He's gonna, make sure he says, good game, guys, good game, good game. And give a few fist pumps backstage, be like, yeah, that's what happens, boys.
Yeah, mate. Best AD carry in the LPL until he has a bad game, then he's nowhere to be seen. But it feels like Hope has had a really good tournament thus far, and a lot of that has just been, I think, the setup that AL has had in team fights has really helped him out. And I think Kyle, as a support, has really found moments, especially in this game.
From Weibo Gaming. A few more of those, and suddenly you can look for an advantageous team fight, but here comes the initiation. Kyle jumping at Flandre, immediately taking down Light. That's the AD carry from Weibo Gaming gone. The rest of the team now has to run away with their tail between their legs. Another one by Seduss. Xiaohu's trying to run away. Flandre is on the chase. Blastcone going to get LeBlanc over the line, but that's a fantastic team fight being picked up by anyone's legend. 2 kills going on over to Hope, and this might be it. They're going to try and look to take all of the objectives on the map now.
Yeah, they're in a great position. 33-second death timer on Breathe, but that was a beautiful engage from Kyle to be able to combo that on top of Flandre's ulti. I think they're going to go for it to see if they can end it here.
They might try. A lot of the minions just got knocked out, so only 1 turret, it seems, is what they can push for here. And that should be the reset. So taking the inhibitor turret.
TP coming from a flank, double TP.
Double TP, both Breathe as well as Xiaohu looking for that flank. On ultimate, misses the first charge, knocks down 2 with the second. Tarzan blocks off some damage from LeBlanc with the spell shield as Hope is trying to get out of there alive. Now Nocturne ultimate back on towards Xiaohu, double dashes away from the fear so he doesn't get locked down. AL trying to fight their way out of this one. Hope throwing down the ultimate, doesn't get enough damage, but Flandre's in this fight as well. He picks up 1. Breathe will take down the support. Flandre goes down next, and suddenly Weibo Gaming, they've turned this one around with the big flank. Tien looking to take some damage from Shanks, jumps back down. Hope gets that kill for himself. What is this absolute disaster that is witnessing right now, Raz? What's going on?
So that's going to be sole point for Weibo, while AL gets Baron here.
Baron's picked up. Double 80 carry with that jungler makes short work of it. But like you mentioned, a dragon does go over to the side of Weibo Gaming. So AL taking a bit of a risk here. That's going to give them a nice big power play for the next couple of minutes, where they can try and knock down the last few inhibitors and inhibitors turrets. But inhibitor turret only taking about half of its health and damage so far. Oh, that's nice. Hung does take a lot. It looks like a reinitiation from Breathe. He dives forward, and he's going to get locked out there. I'm not sure you needed to commit that hard, but that's the opportunity they're looking for. Jumps in from Nico. Hope's going to get the kill onto Light. I think that's it, Raz. The gamble pays off for anyone's legend. They get the Baron buff. They walk it into the top lane. They find the pick they were looking for, and I don't think there's anything Weibo can do at this point. Game number 2 is going to go to anyone's legend, and now the series is 2-1 in their favor.
There it is. I had a little bit of doubt. Some people in the chat didn't. So they're like, I think they're going to end it here, and they were right. What an incredible fight and pick on towards the Ornn. It was pretty tough.
I think Jinx and Tom Kench. Jinx and Malphite. Don't worry, Raz, I don't need a can. I've got my glasses now. That's how old I am.
Oh, yeah, yes, you are.
Game here. Especially towards the late game where they get into those team fights. That might start to show how diverse Hope is as a player and how well he can play in these sticky situations. First gank coming off of the match, and Tarzan actually going to lock Xiaohu down underneath his turret. Lots of turret damage onto the Sejuani. He might go for it. Forces a flash. So they burnt the flash from Xiaohu early. I like that Mr. Old Man Hands here was able to recognize he needed to flash early, so he kept a lot of his hit points.
Double scuttle, and now I think Tien is going to be in a perfect place to look for a top lane play. Speaking of that, they were looking bot first.
Yeah, Leon is able to jump on top of Hope. Cleanse is used very early on. Another flash forward. Very easy first blood being picked up by Light. Didn't even need Tien in that engage for it to happen. That was a straight up 2v2. We're going to try and see if they can pick up the Infernal Dragon.
Very French way of saying Leandres. I'll put that out there. Yes, the trade's going to happen here. Tien's going to be able to get grubs. And I think it is a good call for Tarzan to just trade sides. He's already on it. Thankfully, Sejuani does Drake incredibly quickly. They already had the push through bot lane. So thankfully, Hope is not put too far behind, but maybe I'm speaking too quickly. I thought he was in danger there. He's just been able to get a lot of pressure bot side. He's got that first kill in the game. He's currently ahead of Hope. Hong is in no man's land. Oh! What a beautiful team fight. Didn't even expect Flandre to be there. And it all started with Hong just being way too far.
Recognize, we can come back into this. And crucially, giving a kill over to Jinx was fantastic because Jinx has been so far behind in this early game, which you expect to happen. And now they're thinking, you know what? I think we can even push for grubs here. Tarzan's able to pick up the first one. Breathe might turn into Mega Nah here. Hope is actually getting closer and closer towards the backside. Needs to be careful. Stolen away. Breathe takes one out. Locks down Hope. He's forced to cleanse away. Gonna try and rush out of this one. Gets excited. Gets one kill. Now pushing for the rest of the team. Flandre's in there. I think this is it, Raz. AL are just wiping the floor with Weibo Gaming at the moment. Hope pushing on forward. Xiaohu gets locked down again. Tarzan gets that kill. Says, you know what, Mr. Mid Laner? I could have been your teammate, but you said no.
You're going to be able to get out. But this is crazy. To see anyone's legend bullying Weibo. Bullying a semifinalist team. But you can't call them a complete semifinalist team. Is that going to nail them?
Yeah, it does. Super Mega Death Rocket does hit Gnar, but it's a double Gnar ultimate. Shanks then into Breathe. Dodges the wave. Turret gets him, though. 2 kills. That's going to be Gnar that gets taken down. Wow. That was, Breathe almost managed to get away with murder there.
The gold is pretty close. A lot of that is just looking at the gold. A lot of it is just light, and a lot of the CS lead that Breathe is able to got. Oh, wait a minute.
Hung gets caught out here. Leona might be tanky, but are they tanky enough to survive all this? Ultimate comes out from Brand, does a lot of damage to both Tarzan as well as Kael, but not enough to take them down. It might be enough, though, to stop AL from forcing out this fight over Rift Herald. They may need to get back to base. But still,
Okay.
it is another pick that goes in favor of anyone's legend. It could be a trade, though, that for the Rift Herald instead.
Yeah, that's the second time that Hang's gotten picked so far this game. First time was really consequential. That was a pretty bad team fight loss that gave this huge lead to anyone's legend. Thankfully, that was just a one pick here. But it looks like Weibo is going for a pick here. They don't know Tarzan's here.
They're going for the dive. Tarzan is there to help, but at half health. Here comes Kens to try and help out too. Shanks going to jump in with the Yone ultimate. Super Mega Death Rocket hits, getting some good damage into both Light as well as Breathe. Breathe going to be the first of all. Xiaohu now trying to stay alive, but it's not enough. Hope has now joined this fight too. If he can just get one tag onto Breathe, it might be enough to get excited. And he does. Anyone's legend suddenly turning around with the rest of their team to cover Weibo Gaming.
Even though I'm not 100 HP, I'm there to block the play and protect my teammate. And same with Kyle and later on Hope. They are really playing this game smart in the mid game, something that I did not expect. And if you're an AL fan out there, you should be proud of what you're seeing. This team right now is the smarter team on the map.
They're going to turn around onto Hung as well. Hung drops the Rift Herald to mid lane to pick up the turret and thinks that they could fight against Flandre.
Even with the game, the goal lead being close because of it, AL is just winning teamfight after teamfight. Flandre is just sacking waves to be there for the fights. That top lane fight didn't even need him, but he was just there at the tail end just in case things were going wonky, right? So it just is on Weibo to be able to match these fights a little better. They're looking for Shanks one more time, but here comes Tarzan.
Breathe now going to try and jump on top of Shanks. Lots of crowd control being thrown up from both Leona as well as Na. Now Shanks turning it back around, Nas him into the wall. That's a reversal from Shanks to give Hope that opportunity to throw out the Super Mega Death Rocket. The rest of Weibo Gaming are trying to run away. Here comes the big rock. Has flash available. Looking for his target to jump in on. Hung trying to stall him out so that he can't get onto the back line. Xiao who runs away. Here he comes. Oh, come on, Flandre. It was meant to be exciting, Raz. He flashes forward, throws out the big ultimate, but he just has too much restraint. I don't want him to have restraint, Raz. I want him to just jump in.
Oh, he's looking for it. He's just trying to find the rat that's light. And it's a little bit more daunting.
Slowly cut through the entire team.
Yeah, I think if Weibo is able to look back on this game immediately after the series, that being said, getting forced out here, so they're losing the mid lane turret, they're going to look at a lot of those engages that they've had and say that they've been pushing a little bit too heavy. Light not being able to get the kill on Hope as an assassination is kind of like a sad point. It's an opportunity. The fact that he almost got him, like basically got him to like 10% HP. You know, just ask what if the Hong was there. Oh, going for a fight though.
Trying to get a pick onto Tarzan. That's the ultimate coming out from Hung to lock him down. Silas, though, not able to get anything on the follow-up. Light, though, now going to try and run away. Flandre, he gets hit by the Super Mega Death Rocket. He's going to go down. Breathe now the next target. From downtown, though, Hope's able to get that first kill. Gets excited, jumps straight into the next team fight. Flandre is still staunching them in the front lines, and this looks like another objective that will be picked up here by anyone's legends.
They're
not done yet, though, Rez. He's gone back in, knocks him straight into the wall. Next kill being picked up by Hope. Cleanses to try and get out of this one. Gets excited, gets a double kill, pushing forward past two turrets. Another big fight from anyone's legend.
Blinking HP bars. Flandre didn't even die. He took 2 turret shots.
Committed a little bit too much. Now trying to see if they can force a fight around Baron. They do take this very quickly with Double Blade as well as the brand. Silas is not here, but teleporting into the back line. Silas has a huge flank coming out from the back. Tarzan trying to stall them around. Shanks is now joined the fight on top of Light. Where did Light go? He's down to next to no hit points. Tarzan jumped on top of it. Flandre's come in, whiffs the ultimate, but becomes a body in the front lines. Hope is left untouched. Gets the first kill. I think this one might be it, Raz. Gets the second. Running on forward with that double kill. Looking to see if he can get the penta. The zap doesn't come through. Tarzan trying to take this one up. Hope gets 3. Going for 4. Trying to chase on the last one, but can't find them. What a big team fight from anyone's legend.
Marches forward and is the meat shield giving Hope the angle. You're right. They were looking for that penta, but Light snuck out like the rat he is and wasn't able to give him that one. So that's a quadra kill for Hope.
Zoning them out. He's got a big flank for himself now, though. Flandre has been undetected. Teleports into backlines too. Anyone Legends looking to try and start this one. Light and Xiaohu, both in the back lines. Kyle saving the AD carry for as long as possible throughout the initiation. Hope, though, does get locked up after going down. This is a big turnaround for Weibo Gaming. This was the flank that they were looking for. And at a crucial time as well, Rez. Baron is still available to be taken.
Oh, can they get that kill too? Breathe is on the run. But man, that tank busting power, and Flandre was coming in the longest flank ever. He was just like, all right, I'm confident that this should be the kill. But, I mean, he was only able to get a 2-man ulti. The Twitch was completely safe. That kill on Hope. Now they're looking for it. They got Baron, and they could literally easily get the kill on Tarzan.
Flank though.
Oh,
here comes Flandre going to the back lines, is already on top of Light, still holding on to that ultimate. Shanks has the Gnar ultimate for himself too. Flandre misses the ultimate, but not into the wall. Light goes down the entire time, hopelessly chipping away at the back lines. Tian is now the target for Jinx. Bree trying to get in there too, but not much he can do. Kyle is able to lock down Breathe a bit longer as Shanks and Hope try to tag team to take down Gnar. Just Xiaohu as well as Tian left alive trying to run away, but nom goes the Tom Can to bring him straight back to Hope. Xiaohu the last one left. Tarzan might be the one that goes down, but he pulls on back in. Double kill being picked up by Hope. And that is the turnaround that anyone Legends needed after that big disaster team fight around Baron.
Just as you started to get faith in Weibo's ability to take over this game, they had Baron, they had the team fight, they have everything. Their hopes were crushed. That was an incredible comeback team fight. And it was just Flandre once again coming out of the flank, and everyone just surrounded Hope to get those kills. I don't think Weibo can hold them back. Light's gonna try.
Light's gonna try. Hope flashes away to get past the damage. Shanks gets the crowd control, and that's it, Raz. It looked like a little bit shaky towards the mid to late game, but anyone Legends proving 3 games in a row that they're no small force to be reckoned with. They take down Weibo Gaming 3-1 and move to the finals of the Demacia Cup.
Look, if there's ever a time for, especially in a best of 5, full fearless, you do have to start thinking about champion economy as you go further in a series, right? TP from 369. Looks like after this play, they're just going to reset, go towards the bottom lane, and see if they can pick up any plates while they're waiting for TT to go for their resets. But by letting Basejuan do this objective by himself, 1xN and Feather are going to get back to this lane in time to pick it up and also continue to match TES's bot lane.
Yeah, this is a very solid start for ThunderTalk Gaming. I mean, for the 1xN tier 2 boots, being able to match Jackie Love, no huge advantage has been netted for either team at this point, but, you know, the solid amount of gold that has been accumulated just thanks to a lot of these macro movements. Now,
Mark, I can't believe it. I'm sure TS are probably not too unhappy with the state of affairs right now. Again, they are a team that I think we are expecting to see how they're able to do. It's a tab now. Okay.
Oh, I think Sad Tab might just be gone. He tries to dash back with the distortion and to dodge out on this all-in.
Wait a minute.
Flashing over the wall. They eventually get it, and the arrow from 1xN, unfortunately, is just a little too late. First blood goes over to top Esports, not wasting a second and jumping on Sad Tab.
Right, and the Dragon's even spawning in 50 with the desync and timers there. They can contest for that Dragon as well. I think TS need to be able to make space somewhere on the map and make a play. And so far, we haven't really seen that kind of action from them.
Yeah, and for top Esports, they were not able to find that advantage where they could create a numbers advantage in order to enter and contest for the second rotation of the Void Grubs. So for ThunderTalk, 6 grubs to them. Well in position, while, once again, not massively ahead in gold, they are still in position to execute on their game plan as they're making the siege on top side.
TS just look a little slow on the map. We're going to get that fight now.
Maybe it could be Feather just taking so much damage, and I guess they didn't know Kanavi was in the area, or at least underestimated their ability to turn that. And once again, decisiveness is what gives top Esports a way back into this game.
I still like their odds in this game. It's a very, very minor lead, all things considered, at 13 minutes here. 2,000 gold, almost 1,000 after this Dragon is spawning, so TT are looking good, and part of their success throughout Demacia Cup so far has been the fact that I think that they've played the map.
To Rift Herald's side just yet. It is just now Jackie Love is getting priority of the mid wave before Kanavi can move on to, over onto the top side of the map. 369 does give up control of the bottom tower, and that is first brick gold going over to the ThunderTalk.
Kanavi and Chris joining in from their respective rosters. Cream gets caught here.
Good clip by Beichuan. Now Cream, can he get out alive? Yes, he does. Perfect execution into the wall so that he can flash over it. He's totally fine.
And as long as TT are able to pull them around the map, like we've seen in these last 15 minutes, TT can very easily grow themselves a gold lead, get themselves an item advantage, and then come into what I'm going to assume is maybe a third and fourth Drake with some pretty sizable leads.
Simply due to Top Esports being insanely decisive on a couple of picks so far. And with this Rift Herald crash into the tier 1 in the mid lane, you might look for another crash, but it's not going to be in the mid lane. They're going to roam on down. Come on, Drift King. Let's see if you've put your time in that practice tool. Oh, good Drift. Really solid curves and turns, and Kanavi is just gonna get one more crash, but it might be a little too...
Trying to sneak it. So what is he? Okay. He's trying to hide the. So he's making it so that it avoids the minion wave there.
Yeah.
And in mid lane, we actually saw Jackie Love throw out his ultimate. Feather, I don't know if it was going to land, but as it maybe does, he uses his Mikhail. So there are a couple of small things there from TES that they were trying to fish right before this objective to say, look, you're not going to have Mikhails. We'll still have Leona ult as well.
While they have a small gold lead, it is still one that should not be disrespected. Everyone is on one item power spikes, except for 369, who has managed to secure a Spirit Visage in his inventory before anyone else has completed their second item.
Jackie Love immediately does kind of open up the rest of this map. We'll see if TT can make another play. Again, they have the Ashe ultimate as well, so similar to them on this side. Oh, Satap didn't even use his distortion.
Oh, I mean, his passive pops, but Chris has been locked down and center, and Satap is now just gone from the fight.
There it is, wait a minute.
Ashe arrow right onto Jackie Love. He doesn't have cleanse anymore, but there's no proper follow-up from the rest of ThunderTalk. Here comes Cream, looks for the backline assassination, but just not enough damage as he has to take his retreat away from 1xN. Now Hoya trying to get into the front backline. Jackie Love falls to 1xN, he finds his moment, he flashes back into the safety of his team. He's kiting back with the arrows. Hoya completely running amok in the backline and dancing back into his own team for safety, choosing his moment, but 369 goes all out into Hoya, trying to play around with Cream. They're looking for 1xN. The bailout not enough as Hoya tries to do everything he can before he has to leap strike back to safety. 369 and Cream absolutely saving that fight for Top Esports.
There's no longer any kind of real bailout. They don't have the damage to be able to get the reset as well. So, like you were saying, the solo laners of TES, and I think the terrain just doing a lot of work and favors for them here as 1xN now.
Beichuan with the engage, looking for Jackie Love once again. Remember that he does not have any summoner spells, and it's an easy pickup for ThunderTalk. It's Feather that gets the kill credit, and for Top Esports now down to Marksman. Gonna have to back off and cede control of ThunderTalk's own side of the map back over to them.
Teams. One of the biggest changes I think for this tournament is the fact that the teams are required to have at least a majority of their LPL roster going into the next year. That was one of the reasons that I think Demacia Cup might have been exciting for different reasons, was the fact that, hey, we got like the LDL teams that got to be able to play for these guys, and getting some hype generated for the teams and what they can kind of look like. And if TT can continue the level of performance, oh my god,
oh my goodness,
All right, so Cream, I'm gonna keep going. I think there's not much. Oh, we're investing TP. Okay, never mind. All right, let's do this.
He just flashed. Doesn't have perfect execution anymore, and Hoya is just going to close the distance with the helicopter dong, ensures that the counter-strike lands. Nowhere else for Cream to go, but so much pressure. That was pretty much all four members all chasing Cream down on the top side of the map, which opens up this minion wave push with Kanavi and Jackie Love to secure the tier 2 turret in the mid lane.
Arrow. Those are huge cooldowns down now. We saw that they used the ultimate from Ashe. There's also no handshake, so there's a small timer here. Kanavi going for global
red buff. For red buff?
Expecting that his team won't be able to stay. They won't be able to take the dragon in time. Kanavi.
Sejuani ulti thrown out. Cream is now into the backline. Kanavi now has arrived to the party. Cream is popping the stasis to buy some time with that Zonya's hourglass. Here comes Hoya, tries to stall as long as he can, flashes away, but he gets assassinated, and here comes the rest of Top Esports. They find the flip. Good night, 1xN. Beichuan could be next as he flashes to safety. Feather trying to make the escape, but Kanavi is giving him the double knuckle down. Kanavi wants to make a statement. He is one of the best junglers in the LPL, and he is not letting go of that crown.
Look, they have a lot of momentum. We saw yesterday that Weibo were able to take the first game, and then they made their sweep on the back end of that series. TT, I think, are going to have to go back to the drawing board and look for more success there. Also gets the flip back in after using it on his the smoke bomb. So great job from TES. They're playing this really, really well. I think the only avenue we can see from TT is if Satab can get another item, maybe get to level 16, getting the additional point in that ultimate could be really huge. But Cream with, dude, I mean, he has Ocean Soul. Every time he takes damage, he just heals. He can one-shot the back line. I think there's very little wrong. Now with Kanavi next to him with his Baron buff, it's only going to get tougher and tougher here for TT. So whatever items they have in their inventory, whatever kind of experience they have now, this has to be their last stand if they want to be able to stay in this game and even fight for a game 1 contest.
And if they don't do anything, then top esports are just going to continue taking structures one by one. And if there was any window to take it, at least before those inhibitors fell, it's already gone. Now top esports shifting their attention to the bottom side of the map. This tier 2 turret will fall. I don't think Cream is going to overstay his welcome, though. Just give the Baron buff minions.
Show replay, but when it's to show how little damage Ashe does to a Cassandra champ, I'm okay with that. Here we go.
Look at all the CC out. There was a beautiful solar flare into the knockup from 369 as Kanavi sends it into the backline. Q flash right into Satab through 1xN's phase. I mean, how cracked is this guy, man? ThunderTalk are not going to withstand the siege and the pressure. Top esports don't drop a single man as they send the siege into the Nexus and will take game 1 against ThunderTalk.
It was a slow first 15 minutes here for TES, but it seems like the sleeping giants have awoken so far here. It's only game 1, so a lot of series still left to play in a best of 5, but a very dominant one after they were able to get that vehicle rolling for themselves. Varying levels of success throughout the years. I'm excited to see what we get from him here. Mordekaiser seems absolutely miserable to play in this game, but in the lane here up against Maokai...
Your first clear, you clear camp so fast, and you're able to easily just transition this over to a potential dive.
This is
369, he's doing a great job of holding the minion wave and killing it against Hoya, who can't really do that much damage, just as a Maokai flashes the dredge line from Feather, and now they have to initiate the dive, but Feather's starting to take up the turn shots, and he has to drop aggro because they're not going fast enough. Beishuan takes a nasty amount of damage off of that last turret shot since it had been ramping up, and now Chris is actually doing enough base damage.
Wait a minute!
The flip! Holy kaboli! 369, and Chris might have just outplayed this turret dog.
What
are you doing? Just go in! But there's no minions to take it up. It's just absolute disaster in the top side, and 369 and Chris just made ThunderTalk look like Thunder Clowns.
Oh, wait a minute, Chris is still looking now. Beishuan's back, the wave isn't crashing just yet. TT, if they want this to really work, they need to be able to get this. This entire time, Kanavi has been farming, so if this does not go the way of TT, the game is over from a jungle position.
Now he gets the shield from the crash down.
That's
Finally,
why-
they pick up 1 kill, and the second one, the nightmare is over for ThunderTalk, but it is just begun, because here comes Kanavi. Beishuan has no choice but just to execute himself to the minion wave, as now Kanavi will pick up at least 1 kill, finds the dredge line on a minion to close the distance against Hoya. He's trying to get the killing blow, but the flash for the Riptide not in range. It is just another execute for Hoya. It is still a decent advantage for ThunderTalk considering that they have 2 kills to 1, but it could have been so much worse.
Kanavi's trying to make a play for this, and you know that Cream has ultimate. I think that you should be looking for this, especially with how close Kanavi. If he can get another kill, if he can steal another grub, this can be them setting up with a really big win. 369 is here as well. TS should be contesting this last grub for sure, I think, in my opinion.
Hoya tries to lock up Kanavi. Doesn't have flash anymore, but they
There's
get
the
the kill,
reset.
and he's gonna get... Oh, but he just dies right before looking for the possession of the reset. Satab flashing away from 369, looks for one last mace blow. Cream doesn't have enough mana. Oh my goodness, Satab survives with less than 50 HP off the back end of it. The big hero for ThunderTalk.
Honey Fruit coming up clutch there for ThunderTalk. 1 Honey Fruit. One of... 369 didn't grab one of them. So yeah, Satab just gets 3 of them, and now we're making a play into Cream. Satab gets another kill. It's now 6-2 in favor of TT.
Behind where Cream was getting the advantage. The fact that this Corki is going to come online a lot faster as now... 1xN is in trouble. He's in the death realm with 369, and Feather is going to try and give him assistance once he pops back out. And 369 does flash over the thorns from Beishuan and will at least trade 1 for 1 before trying to retreat back into the safety of his own side of the map, but doesn't have another second cast of that shield. Does go down to Beishuan, And top esports, at least in their top laner, will find an advantage by himself.
Man, it's unfortunate for 1x and then he ends up going down in that trade. It takes a lot of, I think, the wind out of TT sails. Looks like TES do want to try to make this play. They're bringing over 3 members to die of Hoya. Oh, no W now.
Nice shattering strike into the crash down guaranteed combo. Kanavi picks up the reset as well, as Kanavi is going to be the first one into the river.
Okay, that's 1 grub already taken here for TT. Corki's going to have first move into this play.
Feather was looking for that engage. Hoya already throws out the ultimate. Tab and making his way on over. Hoya has lost a huge amount of HP, below 50% HP.
Feather.
Kanavi gets this huge smite. Chris going in onto the back line. A lot of damage from Jackie Love through the bullet time. Feather's the only one that's taking up really any damage. And Kanavi goes for the first reset, finds the Nautilus, flashes right on top into the back line, and here they come. But Tab manages to pop Kanavi before he gets another reset in. Tab trying to empty the full Corky clip.
What
a starting off as Jackie Love picking up a quadra in the back half of it. He was left unchecked, and when that happens, Jackie Love will be the victorious one. Managing to live through the burn as the rest of ThunderTalk are able to bully the rest of top esports away from that first tier 1 turret. True Shot Barrage, I was curious to see if he was trying to look for a miracle snipe on the Kanavi as he recalled into the base, but might have been a little too early, maybe just going for the minion wave instead. But ThunderTalk managing to pick up their first turret of the game.
That we're expecting to be able to win Demacia Cup and also have really great performances coming into LPL 2025.
And it puts a big highlight for Tab and Beishwan to really sync up because, as you pointed out, Jackie Love is really the only person on the side of top esports that has a massive gold lead. But the fact that he is a very squishy misfortune puts out a lot of damage, but it's a glass cannon, so it's also pretty frail if left isolated. The question does come down to ThunderTalk. How can you set up those engages? Because, you know, a lot of your damage dealers are not necessarily built for diving. They're built for poking, keeping.
Eventually, they are going to be able to grab this again. 5 grubs is just so inevitable. We saw part of the reason why Team 1 was able to win the World Championship is the fact that they were able to recognize how powerful grubs are and just overload one side of the map, take all of your turrets, and then say, okay, well, now we have massive gold. And he's just been playing Maokai into Mordekaiser, which is pretty miserable. Oh, we're finding an engage.
And you know what? An engage onto a support might not seem the most ideal thing, but it allows for a 1 reset for Kanavi, and having access to something like a Nautilus guarantees any pick falling up onto something like Hoya, who has been isolated thanks to the Death Realm popped by 369. And just like that, Alk, top esports, 2 free back-to-back kills creates a 5-3 man advantage on the map.
I mean, what is Feather doing? Like, so yes, he gets caught out. You can maybe argue as to whether or not, like, that was a reasonable area for him to be in. But after he gets caught, he just, like, throws his hands on the keyboard and just, like, he flashes, he presses all. Okay, let's take a look at this replay.
That, you know, this is a new, a different roster for top esports as we get another fight into the blue side jungle. Kanavi might have gone a little too far on that one. No resets for him. Chris taking a lot of damage from Tab as he flashes back over the wall. Cream looking for 1 more reset off of this Orbit Deception. Now gets another cast of that Spirit Rush. Should be fine. True Shot Barrage from 1x. Woo! And Baseline is going to get the kill credit thanks to the burn from the Leandri's Torment, but that is all credit to 1xn having the guts to be able to go in with that Arcane Shift, find a little bit of extra damage, and it's just a nice hero moment for him. You know, 0-3 and 5 does not tell the story just from that fight alone.
Back 3,500 gold here for TES in advantage. And we got Dragon spawning in 2 minutes. Looks like they're going to try and make a play and look for summoner spells.
Oh, and Feather was trying to lock down Cream on the entrance there, but goes a little too far forward. Is still surviving, but can't say the same about Beichuan, who fell on the right side of that fight. And with the Death Realm popped, there's nowhere that Hoya can go once again. And we saw why this Mordekaiser was locked in as soon as they saw the Maokai. Yes, the Maokai, even with no econ, with no gold, you can still be reliable. But if you don't get to be in the fight at all, then you don't get to really play the game and contribute to the side of ThunderTalk.
If TT were able to snowball this game, I think we could have seen a little bit, oh my god, Tab, what are we? We are just going forward. Okay, respect. I mean, he knows he doesn't have ultimate. He should be able to just pressure them off. Remember, 5 grubs hitting on mid. This will be the Baron here for TES. But what I wanted to talk about before, am I going to be allowed to? Cream?
I mean, Satab is going to try to create as much space as he can, but Cream, no flash, but Jackie Love should be easily able to auto him over the wall.
Baron buff actually just ended up being used as more so them being able to push. 1xN tries to go for the True Shot Barrage Steal, doesn't end up making it happen. It's still about 2,000 damage off, and really during all of that play, TS just barely able to get some damage on the mid lane. Satab is just dead. That's a flash from 369.
Yeah, nice Q flash, and I didn't even realize he built a rocket belt this game, but considering the amount of champions that have so many dashes to get away from, it's a nice pickup. And meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map, you know, 369 was cooking on the top side, and Jackie Love just picks up another quadra kill for himself. Unfortunate for him that Satab was on the other side, as he cannot pick up that pentakill that definitely could have been his. But Top Esports, a statement win to come back even after such a advantageous play around that first rotation of Grubs. It's not enough from ThunderTalk, and now Top Esports find themselves a match point in this series. I'm not sure if, I'm not a marksman player, so, you know, I don't know, like, what really feels ideal with so many marksmen already off the table. And, you know, if you want to balance both safety and, you know, damage output, too dangerous to TP in. Just as I say that, they're going to go for it, and Chris will emerge from Fog to try and see if they can pull off some of that magic we saw in the second game. Already, Beishuan has to dip from the stacking turret aggro, and now it resets. ThunderTalk waiting for their moment to wait for those cooldowns, get them back up. Good charge, but Beishuan dodges out of the way before the Ignite eventually gets him, but it doesn't because he flashes over the wall and Chris cannot get another bit of damage to finish off the kill. The pathos, you know, angle you're going for, because, you know, when we're trying to convince, you know, someone who is a defender. Hang on. Satab is in trouble, and Kanavi just has too many dashes to be able to keep up with Satab despite the flash.
Cannon minions, but the big one for them is going to be the fact that the ultimate, once it's fully upgraded, gets larger as you get more takedowns, and it has a longer duration when you do get takedowns, so it gets larger and larger. We're having our first fight over the Grubs. Cream is over here and has hit level 6, so this is a tough spot for TT if they want to commit any more.
And so clutch for Top Esports. Beishuan was trying to get that smite on the second Void Grub, but Feather back off, trying to fight for control of that minion wave, but Satab is forced to concede it for now, as now Chris and Kanavi are going to threaten him under the tower. And it looks like Chris could have actually just solo killed him by himself, but making sure to donate that kill credit over to Kanavi, making this Wukong even more accelerated. As for 2 years, just throwing in strays. And oh, come on, man. Leave me alone.
There is no justice, no peace out on these rifts.
And it's definitely no peace for Satab, as he can't even get a crumb of the minion wave, as Kanavi and Crisp come in straight in and bullying him away from the tower. As 369 is going to endure himself against Hoya. Now that there's no CC from this minion, is going to just throw out the Call of the Forge God. I mean, 369
not really in a great position to help contest for these Grubs.
And Beishuan might be in trouble here. Still has flash available, throws out the Crescent Guard, pushes Crisp away, and forces him to battle dance back to safety. A teleport is coming in from 369, but he's on the other side of that wall. He's gonna try to take up as much of it, but he is forced to flash after losing more than 75% of his HP. Second rotation of Grubs. 2 have been picked up by Top Esports, so now they've secured 4 for themselves. ThunderTalk, they need to escort Beishuan into range so that they can look for it, and it's actually 1xN that gets the 4th bullet, but the fight emerges and erupts, and Crisp is the first one to fall. A good tempered fate stops Kanavi in his tracks and tries to dissuade any moment for Top Esports to look for the further engagement. Kanavi throws down the Cyclone, but flashes already came out from the side of ThunderTalk, as now the curtain call looking for one more bullet, but it's not enough to finish off Jackie Love, and ThunderTalk somehow stand tall in the fight.
Game 1 Pog steal.
Well, there's still a chance for potentially Cream to pick up an MVP this game if he finds his moment on this Victor. He's been building up a small gold advantage thanks to a lot of the resources, a little bit of that acceleration and love back into other carries as teleports are coming in.
Okay, both top laners are coming in from different sides of the fight. 1xN is currently farming in mid, but this Herald is almost down, and there's no jungler in the area.
Oh, really good Tempered Fate. Cream could be the target here. Here comes Call of the Forge God as it splits up the fight. Kanavi secures the Rift Herald, but someone needs to walk over and pick up the gem, but they're going to turn for the fight first. Ooh. Kanavi and Chris finding their way through the front and the back line, as Top Esports now seem to have the majority of the fight on their side. Up right in between those 2 towers is now 1xN looking for that base. Should be safe. Cream just making sure that the rest of the red side jungle quadrant is up for the taking, but he's just going to walk on over to the bottom side of the map. Spawning in the next 35 seconds, and Top Esports already have their pieces set in order to take that without any contest from ThunderTalk. This wave pushing into the tier 1 turret on the bottom side of the map, that will be knocked down eventually here. Cream just taking his sweet time with it and making sure that ThunderTalk have no realistic way.
Future, especially with a champion like Victor, because we don't have the stacks or how many times he's been able to upgrade. We only can really tell by looking at his abilities and when he uses them. I would like to see in the future more target framing of Victor, because we're looking at Cream right now. On the bottom left, you can kind of see all his little abilities that are up, his summoner spells. I want to see how many Victor bucks he has. I want to see, does he have any upgrades coming up soon? Are all of his abilities ready and he's just waiting to get his level 16 or his second point to be able to put more into his ult? That's what I want to see. We got a dragon starting here now though, as
2000
is nowhere in the area.
Tempered Fight just pushes Cream off to the side. Kanavi flash over the wall. Cyclone right onto 1xn. That versus his own flash away. And he is completely out of the fight, but he's got a curtain call. He's going to fish for some bullets. Cream has to stand behind the rest of the front line. And he should be relatively safe unless he can bend it like Beckham around the front line. Woohoo! That was dive off of it. Or maybe not so much unless they force it. Okay.
5 grubs? 4 grubs?
Oh.
Okay, we're TPing. We're fighting for this, boys.
Well, Call of the Forge God does knock him up, but Satab jumps in with the Between Worlds, gets a decent slow and damage off. Hoya needs to go into Mega Gnar form if he wants this fight to work out, but Crisp is looming around the shadows. They get the animation canceled for the Mega Gnar fully off, but Crisp predicts the hop back from Satab, provides the knock-up, gives the alley-oop 369 to dunk his face on, and Cream picking up the kill on the Hoya.
Favorite coming into this tournament. ThunderTalk, I think, I put up a great run up against some other teams here and even making it to the semis.
And Top Esports are going to continue hammering in this advantage as they look for the dive. Feather tries to prevent the dive from happening and stalls some time with the Tempered Fate. It does buy Satab an escape out as he uses the Between Worlds to jump to the other side of that ring.
Yes, to not only bring home a Demacia Cup win, but I think in general, bring home one of the cups here. When we're talking about LPL, they haven't been able to win since summer of 2020. Still had Jackie Love. They brought in Kanavi and Chris to hopefully level up the team and
are to unlocking the base and where the minion waves are. A couple of kills could have been enough for Top Esports to completely just take the entire base of ThunderTalk Gaming. As for now, they hold their ground and they make sure that Top Esports are not in a position where they can just rip the Baron on sight. They are going to take their time and instead play for the third dragon of the game as 369 getting a decent chunk. Is he just going to solo out Hoya? Oh, man. If we're at this state in the Gnar and Ornn matchup, I don't know what else to say. It's that saving grace for Hoya. He tries to occupy the minion wave, but, you know, before that death, he was only a Trinity Force and half components on that Black Cleaver to a 2 full...
I just don't think there's much that TS can do wrong in this game right now. They are so far ahead. Even though it's only 7,000 gold, you have to think 3 dragons, multiple turrets, the experience differential, especially in mid lane right now. Cream being a level and a half up season playoffs or working into potentially qualifying as a top 8 team.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're able to, you know, take a game off of JDG in your respective group, I think that is, you know, it's very meritable in that own sense, as Top Esports might just be making that game-winning engage, as Satab is going to throw a desperation Hail Mary attempt trying to flank the back line with that Between Worlds, and Cream is chunked out of the fight, but not necessarily in lethal range. Kanavi is trying to dodge on these bullets, and I thought that last one was going to curve, but Fog of War put a stun into Cream's acceleration since he is working with that BM book now, 10 stacks on the Medjai Soul Sealer, but nobody from ThunderTalk can really safely make an entrance here onto the Baron pit. Beishwan was chunked out, so this is a safe time for Top Esports to rip that Baron. Now the gold lead nearing that 10,000 gold of no return for ThunderTalk.
L team really going to be able to shape up. They probably are going to make top 8 here at Demacia Cup, but much past that, we don't know. have to hold that question for tomorrow or in a couple days when Grand Finals is played. But TES just playing with their food right now. They're kind of fishing with some of the ultimates now. I think we're getting in that part where that restlessness starts to kick in. TES want to close this out.
Satab sends it, pops the Between Worlds, tries to look for Cream, but he gets blown up. Power of the Arcane as Top Esports riding on that anime high as they have the Power of God and anime on their side, and it's all about strength, it's all about power, and Top Esports have tons of it in supply. Cream adding up the stacks on that BM book, reaching 25, 7-0 and 5 on the victor. Surely this is an MVP performance worth deserving and rewarding for himself. GG to Top Esports, they sweep ThunderTalk out of the bracket.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.